4 NBA games on tap tonight, all Game 5 situations, but 2 of the series tied up at 2 games apiece. One of them, Toronto hosting Washington. That's going to be my 15-dime best bet situation, coming off a 15-dime best bet winner last night on Philadelphia. The other one is going to be the subject of today's free pick. That's going to be the Indiana-Cleveland contest. Of course, Game 5 situations, how important, how critical are they? Well, listen. 83% of the time, the Game 5 winner goes on to capture the series. Now, the big featured play tonight, and it sounds like a broken record, but why not? It is, and it's certainly paying off, and that would be Shawn Michaels. He has been on quite a roll, other than, as I jokingly said the other day, when it comes to the Houston-Minnesota series. And listen, I knew even before I got the emails from the handicappers here from customer service today, I knew 100% knew that he was not going to have a play on the Houston-Minnesota contest tonight. Absolutely knew that was going to be a certainty because he is 8-2 in the postseason. The only losses he has suffered when he backed the Rockets in game number 3 against Minnesota and when he had the T-Wolves in game number 4. That's it. Otherwise, he's won every single playoff release, including another 100-dime max wager winner on the 76ers last night as well. You've gotten them all for over half price off. Today, he goes for winning day number 10 out of 12 on the short term. Another 100-dime NBA max wager release. It's on game number 5 of the Raptors-Wizards series. It's playoff winner number 9 of 11 overall. You get it for over half price off by using coupon code HOOPS. HOOPS, just the same coupon code you used for yesterday's winner on the 76ers, Sunday's winner when he gave you the Wizards in game number 4 of that series, Friday's winner on the Pacers, Thursday's winner on the Pelicans, Wednesday's winner on the Pacers. You get the drift. All the other winners, etc., over on the homepage, along with all the other discount coupons and promotions today. So let's talk about this Indiana-Cleveland series, a series in which 4 games have been played, and the Cavaliers have thrice have blown double-digit leads. I'm going to go with the Pacers here, plus the 6 points in this contest. Excuse me, I get so choked up talking about Indiana. What a strange series, though. I mean, in game number 3, you have the Pacers down by 17. At home, they rally to win and cover, winning by 2, laying a point, right? In game number 4, again, playing at home, they find themselves down by 16. They go ahead and they take the lead in the 4th quarter, only to watch the Cavaliers close on a 13-7 run in the final 4 minutes to win the game and manage to tie this series. LeBron James, to win the game, as I said after game number 1 in this series, for the Cavaliers to win, LeBron has to be Superman LeBron. He has to put on his cape, and he has to have a monstrous game offensively. And the numbers have borne fruit to exactly what I predicted would happen. Because if you look at the numbers, in the Cavaliers' 2 wins, he has averaged 39 points and shot 63%. In the 2 losses, he has averaged 26 points and shot 43.6%. Think about this. A guy averages 26 points and shoots about 44%. And I'm talking like he's struggling. He's really struggling. I'm talking like he's like Serge Ibaka, okay? I mean, but that's not good enough because the Cavaliers, in the games that they've lost, simply haven't gotten enough contributions from all the other role players. So, for the Cavaliers to win, LeBron's got to get at least his 35 points. He's got to be the most dominant player, hands down, on the court. For the Pacers, however, the thing that I look at in this series, and which has really surprised me, is how their backcourt has not produced. And I say backcourt. I'm not just simply talking about Victor Oladipo. Now, in game number 1, he had that monster game, 32 points. Game number 2, saddled by the foul problems that forced him to the bench 62 seconds into the contest, he was limited to 22 points. And if not for missing that wide open three-pointer in the game's waning seconds that could have tied the game, who knows? We can have a totally different series here with the Pacers up 3-1 potentially, right? But the last 2 games in the series, he has really struggled. And I also noted in analyzing this series earlier, you know, the Pacers' strategy basically in this series has been let LeBron get his points and we'll worry about everybody else. The Cavaliers' strategy in this series is let's shut down Victor and let everybody else from Indiana carry the offensive load. And it certainly worked because in the past 2 games, Oladipo has only scored 18 and 17 points. And in those past 2 games, he shot 10 for 35 from the field, 4 for 16 on 3-pointers. First 2 games, 20 for 37 from the field. I'm in the gambling business. Everything I do, whether it's playing the stock market, when it's the game of life, not the board game, okay? I'm not putting those little pegs in the little car and spinning the wheel. I'm talking about the game of life. I always look at everything from a statistical viewpoint. I always look at it from a gambling viewpoint. I look at the odds. I say that Victor Oladipo is not going to be held in check that much longer. But the other thing, back to the backcourt. Darren Collison just ate up the Cavaliers during the regular season, shot at nearly a 70% clip. Because as you know, the Cleveland Cavaliers defense is just pathetic, especially the backcourt defense. It's old, it's slow. What do you expect? They're playing Kyle Korver, they're playing J.R. Smith, they're playing Jordan Clarkson, Rodney Hood. It doesn't matter who they put back there. Their backcourt isn't that good and never has been. Just about anybody's backcourt lit up the Cavaliers' backcourt defense this year. Collison was no exception. But Collison, other than game number 2 in this series, has really struggled. In that game, he was 7 for 11. In the other 3 games of the series, he's 8 for 30. And overall in this series, he's only 3 for 11 from 3-point range. This guy averaged a little over 14 points during the regular season. And during the regular season, he was a 49.5% regular season shooter from the field. And on 3-pointers, 46.8% shooter from beyond the arc. Again, I'm gambling on the odds that he's going to regain his shooting touch just like his backcourt mate as well. So I'm looking at this 6-point number. I don't really know if the Pacers can win this game, but I think, again, even though we may have big runs by one team or another, I think, as I've said from day one in this series, the Pacers are not scared of Cleveland. They weren't scared in game number 1. They faced double-digit deficits 3 times in this series. They're not going to be scared just because this game is back in Cleveland tonight. It's a tied series. They've won here before. They potentially could have won game number 2 after falling back by 17 points. Remember, LeBron scored the first 16 points for the Cavaliers in game number 2, right? And they were within an airball, 3-point miss by Oladipo, potentially tying that game in the waning seconds. Again, they're not intimidated by the Cavaliers. So many teams are. They aren't. I think it's going to be a 3-point game, maybe a 4-point game. You're giving me 6. I was stunned when I saw this number. Absolutely stunned, because when I had handicapped the game, I thought the line would be 3.5 to 4. You're giving me 6? I'm taking the underdog. End of story. I don't have to say anything more. Indiana plus the points is the way I'm going. In terms of the Oklahoma City-Utah contest, listen, Quinn Snyder has shown to be the superior coach in that series. Utah is playing as a team. Oklahoma City, as I said from before the season start, you can put stars together, but we're not playing rotisserie league. We're not playing fantasy league. This team, Oklahoma City, has never meshed. It's a dysfunctional team out there. I don't know if Russell Westbrook is 100% healthy either, but he certainly is not playing well. And the Jazz have done just an excellent job in terms of shutting off the lane, preventing penetration. They weren't successful in game number 1 doing so, but Rudy Gobert is just patrolling the paint like crazy right now. And cutting off Westbrook's drives through the lane, which doesn't give him the option of dumping the ball out back on those drives or continuing to the bucket, is really taking away such a big percentage of that Thunder defense. And this is a Thunder team that has never impressed me in terms of when the going gets tough, the Thunder get going. Wouldn't surprise me if the Jazz close it out tonight, but again, not a series I'm touching. And again, the Rockets, yeah, I think the Houston Rockets can win tonight. I think the Houston Rockets can win by 15 tonight. I also thought the Houston Rockets could win by 15 in game number 3, so what the hell do I know about that series? I'm like Shawn Michaels. I ain't touching that series either. So, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Love the Toronto-Washington game is my best bet. And the free selection, I'm riding the Indiana Pacers. Good luck, guys. Talk to you again tomorrow.